dregs of society, the forgotten, outcasts, mutants, outlanders, and pirates. Whether it is credits we seek, or a way to disappear and run from our past, we come here willing to bet it all that the answers lie within all this blackness. We all live on an exporter vessel called the ISS Stalingrad, roaming past the boundaries of Armethian space. Our captain, Vladimir, gets jobs that are too dangerous for corporate cells, too risky for border patrol or deep salvage teams. The Imperial Marines only care about the border, not what's beyond it. Sometimes it pays to rip off criminals or pull off a little piracy of our own from time to time. Sometimes it pays to answer those distress calls. But then sometimes it's smart to just click the switch. It's a flip of the coin, you know? A chance, it's a trick, and you'll pull out of warp to get hit by pirates. Cuthalans out of hive space, cyborgs from the Syndicate, or slavers ready to sell your flesh for a credit. There are endless dangers once you pass the red zone, and it's all black void. Much of it is uncharted territories of deep space. Everyone does what they can to stay alive, and the rest do what we can to stay sane. All of this silence can be deafening. The emptiness has a way of making everyone a little crazy once you find yourself nowhere near the stars. And while some may seek glory and fortune within all this emptiness, others are just looking for themselves. All I know is that out here, you eventually find exactly what you deserve.
I'm
Okay,
ready
we're
when you
ready
are.
to get. All right, I'm starting recording in 3. Welcome everyone to episode 6 of our 2nd edition Chaos 6010 game. Thank you for joining us again and listening in on another episode of Aphelion. I'm Rogue, and I will be your GM. Tonight we are joined by Slip, Maddie, Aki, and Ghost. We got a big crew on the ISS Stalingrad, and last we left off, they were holding hands and walking towards the crystal entity. Their greed overcoming them. A lot of money was in there. But don't forget to like and subscribe to Blades and Blasters. Let's get to it. Everybody see that there?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Can see? Everybody can see?
Yes.
Yep.
Can see.
Use this here. Looking over the broken shards of what remains of the spiders, it seems they are still made of organic matter. Yet they wear strange crystalline growths upon them. The crew was concerned, but they could see the millions of credits in raw crystal form ahead. Those are the exact type that are used in the gamatite fuel rods. People would kill for them. People have killed for them. One of these rods can power a starship for 20 parsecs. Down here, and for some reason, no one had harvested it. We held hands, trying to ready themselves to mentally prepare for what was to come, bring to that same process of thought that there is strength in numbers. Vax had picked up one of the red crystals, led by curiosity more than anything. She was able to touch it, or perhaps it reached out to touch her. Communicate. She could sense it needed help with her empathic powers. or were that the voices in her head? The curiosity was overwhelming. The others were cautious of her now, but knew if they could all stick together, they might have a chance at beating whatever this thing was. This thing was in the way of their money, and those who stood in the way of that always got dusted. So, as you guys approach the crystal in this chamber, sudden it's pretty much similar to a simple movement or walking into another room. Memory is wiped and new memories begin when you step into that room. In this first scene, the captain and B, you sit at the console laughing on, there's an old video is on the console. Happens in this scene.
And Vlad want to introduce B to some old movies, tales of great battles and wars between energy sword wielding paladins from a galaxy very, very distant from this one, and watching them in order, the chronological order as he understood it. He wanted to expose her to the better media long lost to time and space. He's been trying to not spoil anything and make sure that they have traditional old food that people enjoy, this corn that pops as they watch it. And playing on the screen, he feels this sense of accomplishment. Hopefully she's enjoying the movies. So, what do you think so far? Good stuff, right?
And B, she's got a mouthful of popcorn. She's pretty transfixed with what's happening on the screen right now. What looks to be them traveling through a very sandy planet. Seem to be combing through the desert. And she looks over at Vlad, cheeks puffed out, filled full of popping corn. And she says, "Shh! I'm listening!"
Oh, sorry, Kukla. And he turns back to watching the screen, and a few thoughts pass in his mind of how, if he hadn't gotten into the line of work he was in, if he had settled down and been a family man, that this might be the moments he shared with his own children. But such a life wasn't for him. Still, he finds some solace in that he can provide some kind of entertainment, some kind of joy to someone, teach them something new, show them, expose them to something that they weren't familiar with. And he leans back a bit further in his chair, taking a sip of vodka.
And can you make a willpower check, Captain?
I can try.
So, think more on that situation. Another scene. One is just B in this scene here.
And B, she lays on her back in a dark room, only very low blue hue illuminating it. She has gone back to when she was a child. before any changes that she went through. She lays down on her back, her head towards the ceiling viewport that shows the outside and the stars above them. To her left, her smaller sister, her head also laid back. She's not paying as much attention, her feet occasionally kicking, not quite out of boredom, but more of impatience, just staying in one place for a long period of time. And to her right, a man that she called father, one who she had known for her entire life, who she'd grown up with, who she considered to be her blood relative as far as she knew. He lays on his back with Bee, three of them holding hands, one of his free, to point up at the stars, point out the different constellations, everything in their view, as he explains all the complexities of what they can see in a manner that a child would hopefully understand. And Bee just stares up, transfixed, taking in all that she can, trying to understand every word that he's saying.
Yeah. Before we do this, can you make a willpower check as well?
You're cutting out a little bit at the beginning of your sentences there as well, Rogue.
Okay.
Let me... Oh no.
So as you look up at the stars and stuff, and it just seems warm in here and so comfortable. The environmental condition monitors just making the chamber feel so toasty and at peace, and you begin to remember something so familiar about this place that almost that you don't want to leave this memory at all. And your father smiles at you, and your sister gives you a big hug, and he's like, "I missed you so much," and so then beaming with happiness, you almost never want to leave this place. We're gonna go to another scene. This one is with D8, who is currently through the city streets.
There we go. Yeah, D8 looks through. He has been running with this relatively small gang, no more than 13, 14 people, for just almost a month now. And it's just about time. The boss has finally decided that, given D8's work, he's going to be his right-hand man, his personal bodyguard and executioner. But that's exactly what D8 was waiting for, the opportunity he needed. The boss, confident that D8 would make great work in the future for him, took him to the stash, a small room in the slums where their hideout was, tucked away, hidden from any other gang members aside. The place where they kept all their extra guns, all their loot, all the best bits. And the moment he walked in was the moment D8 had the pistol to the back of his head and pulled the trigger. Just the joy and ecstasy at knowing that he had succeeded. His first true job as far as he was concerned. It was ecstatic. As he lay there, the boss's close friend, a woman named Lashrath,
came in, crying, screaming, "No, no." But she didn't see D8. The room had some rather sturdy conduit running through the ceiling of it. By the time she knew he was there, she was gurgling blood. It was perfect. Everything just as planned. D8 searched the room, found a rather fine rifle, an FN-30. The memory of it alone bringing him a great deal of joy. His first love, as he recalled. He named her Fanny. Then he saw him. The guy's name was Ardo. A revenant like himself. But this man was... well, the other two weren't so bad. Nostrath killed beautifully, by D8 standards. But Ardo was a problem. He had a thing for revenants. Well, not just revenants, anything dead. And him bringing corpses to after parties wasn't exactly fond with D8. He was going to enjoy this one. But the Revenant wasn't quite so stupid as the other two. He ran for it. But there, D8 pulls the rifle up, Fanny, for the first time, and takes the shot right into his back. He never stood a chance. D8 then looks over the stash. Plenty of coin, plenty of money. His rather shoddy assembly, finally be able to improve it. No longer just scrap from a gutter, but now proper parts to make him look like a proper assassin. He was going places, and he just knew it. And it was all thanks to Fanny, his first love. It all started here.
You make a willpower check now.
Alrighty. And is this going to deal with emotions or anything?
Yeah. Will.
Sorry?
Yeah, it will.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll spend a cool point to use my emotion thing to re-roll it. Or, well, to do a second roll, I think is what it is, and take the higher. I think that's what it is. It's one or the other. But yeah, I'll do another roll.
I think.
Well, yeah.
Suddenly there is a kind of like a static type of an effect that ruptures. The scene around you kind of slows down for a moment, and hover cars stop moving. Any movement around you, people walking, they're all gone. Just for a moment, when you turn around, you can see a woman leaning up against a wall near a door. There's a neon sign. It's starting to rain a little bit, and she looks very familiar when you notice her. Kind of waves with two fingers towards you.
D8. Curiosity begins to overwhelm him as he kind of turns to her. You, wipes his hand along his face. I know you. What's your name again?
Smiles as she lights a cigarette. She's like, D8. That's what they calling you now?
And then kind of this awareness almost kind of hits him. Yeah. Fuck's sake. Can't get rid of it, can I? What do you want with me?
She's like, you know who I am.
No, I don't need to know who you are. You're dead. I'm dead. You don't matter.
You start to notice more of her features. She's like, Angel, you called me Angel. They really messed with your head, didn't they? They tore us both apart.
Suddenly, the wave of emotions kind of rushes over him. No. You don't need to be important like that. I don't need someone to be important like that.
She kind of frowns for a moment and shakes her head. She was like, "You want to see?" And she nods towards the door that's next to her.
D8. His mechanical hand trembling, or at least it should be as he looks down towards it. The clanking against his thigh, not a clanking, but a light tap, as the slender elven hand taps against a fleshy thigh. And he kind of looks at it and looks back up at her and steps forward.
As you do that, door swings open, and I'll move you guys all over here. See inside this room, dimly lit room, looks like there's a window with space outside, but there's a little girl and a blonde elven woman on the bed, and the little girl looks really sick, and Angel, the girl next to you, she looks at you as you're standing in the doorway. She's like, "That was us together. Now we're broken. We're just monsters." And
No, I'm not a monster. I am what I need to be. I'm what I was made to be. There's a difference.
she smiles, and that same kind of static effect happens, and the scene is going to change to is going to be Vex.
I'm sorry, you cut out.
This one is going to be Vax. You ready?
Oh geez, hang on. This everything just went black in Roll20.
Can you center her? Maybe she's just not centered on the right spot.
Okay, there it is. There is a lake on a planet, and it's always something that Vax thinks about from time to time. She is now there just with her family. Her parents, for once, every now and then they just finally take some time away from their job and their family. Vax is looking over to her brother and sister, and they're laughing. They have jars in their hands and telling each other how many stars they're going to collect to take with them. The water pushes up onto the shore and falls back away, pushes up. The bioluminescent algae glittering with each motion of the wave. And the colors, they're blue, bright, even more bright than the stars that are above them. It is a clear night. And for the most part, anytime they have visited that planet and that particular lake, it's been clear. But they think that the stars in the lake are far prettier. And they want to take them, they want to collect them. Vax scoops her jar down into the water, the waves washing in more and more algae, but the whole point is to collect more. You need to have as many stars in your jar as possible. So as the waves push the algae in and out, she scoops it down further to the sand. It's a gritty sort of sand. Her brother laughs and imitates exactly what she's doing, finding that she's getting more algae. She's getting more stars. And Vax then brings her jar up, and in it, a swirling mass of blue, bright, glittering stars. Her brother and sister scoop up their own jars of stars, and they hold it together. And in that moment, she just looks at her family, smiles, and this is all she ever needs.
Can you make a willpower check? Oh. That one is nice. Do you have any way to boost it? I don't think you do.
Boost?
I don't think you have any abilities that boost willpower.
I don't think so.
That's closer than anybody else has gotten yet, so. You're there. You're so happy in the moment, you know, and almost want to stay there with them. You notice that they start to leave. You look up again. They're like pretty far down the beach. Start to hear that sound again. The noise in the background of that heartbeat. It keeps growing louder. You remember that you were supposed to do something. This isn't where you're supposed to be. Gonna follow them?
I'm sorry, you cut out at that very last part. What about following them?
Want to follow them? Continue to follow them? Or do you want to pursue that feeling that something's wrong? You do.
Oh, that's a good question. I think there's going to be a part of her. She'll see them leaving, and things just start to not feel correct. And there will be a moment where her footsteps, she takes 2 steps towards them and contemplates. There's a strange heartbeat, and she realizes it's not her own. It's not her own heart that's beating, and that strange sensation in the back of her mind creeps in. She's going to reflect on that. She'll pause and reflect on that feeling and try to figure out why that feeling is there when everything is so perfect.
Right, and as she pauses, we're going to go to another scene. going to be Sazesh. Getting here. All right. Can everybody see that?
Yep.
All right. Sazesh, you are in this scene. You're in. You've probably been in this place before. Some kind of biolab area. And you notice the door open, and your old friend comes in. Does this scene look like when he walks in and smiles to you?
She looks up from the comp pad that she'd been looking at, like a dream. The data on it, immediately flees her mind. It's not important. She sees Ral, and she gets a toothy grin on her face. Ral, it is good to see you. Come in, come in.
Sazesh, how are you doing? It's been a long time.
Ah, it's good. Yes, I should have visited sooner, but I'm busy with my new family, and it's good. And how are
You have plenty of equipment here for you to stay. You don't have to go back to your family, and you would be well paid. You are free to stay here with me as long as you like.
Ral, you will always be family to me, she says, reaching out and putting a hand on his shoulder. But you do not need me. They need me. And don't tell Vlad this, but I don't care much about money.
I know. You are a unique individual. I would be happy to have you with my crew, but if you want to go sail the stars with those pirates, then maybe they need you more than me.
I don't think it was ever you who needed me, but the other way around. You call them pirates, but you get to know them. They are special. They are a special project for me.
Myers, and he says, well, next time you are back on Europa Station, come on and give me a call, okay? And, come visit the old relic. And he smiles, and he goes to give you a hug.
One of the few people that could actually get away with it. She kind of leans in, gives him a firm hug back, her head kind of resting against the holy symbol on his chest. Thank you, Ral. Without you, I never would have found Ritka and my way to Nimdat.
Laughs again and says, of course, you are always welcome here. And as he departs and stuff, you're kind of thinking about it. You're thinking about leaving here and going to the ship, and when you could always stay. It's very clean here, and you can see out into the stars out the window. Go ahead and make a willpower check as you're looking out in the stars. So you start to pack your things. it's time to go. Move this scene over to B again. See this? B is this warehouse where this huge mech is being built, and your friends are there, and also Captain Vlad, Vax, D8, Sazesh. They've all come in to witness the completion of your mech before going out on another mission. So what happens in this scene here?
As everyone stands around, there's a very, it looks like a large tarp covering something, and B is hovering above it. She has her hands tightly clenched around the tarp and looks to everyone. All right, ladies, gentlemen, D8. Now I will finally reveal what I've been working on for months and months and months. I present to you, I will call him Palpatine. And she flies up and reveals this mech as beneath. It is still slightly rusted, as she had used scrap parts from starships that had crashed, things that she had acquired from junkyard when he went scavenging. She used a few different colors of things. You can tell where the paint is chipped, but she looks to have haphazardly spray painted it, her being the constructor, not the artist. It is messy and haphazard. As she tosses the tarp aside, she lands on top of the mech, standing with her ankles crossed, her arms out. What do you think? It's great, right?
Hey, that's pretty good.
Thanks, Captain.
It's very pretty. What does it do?
Oh, I'll show you what it does.
Yeah, judging from the guns, I'm willing to bet. Looks pretty good.
B clambers inside. It's having enough space to fit her and her large wings. As she crawls in, she turns it on, flicking a few switches, the view screen coming live. Each person looks to be a targeting system, each of them analyzed. Labels green, is friendly. As she runs her fingertips over the hollow screen, it starts to come to life. You see the guns rise up out of the shoulders. You see the lights inside flare on, and you can see Bee's face against a red glow as she slowly starts to walk the mech around the room.
And as you do that, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, just continue.
You do that. I just wanted to let you know, Vax, you sense something wrong in here. Something, this hasn't happened yet. And it's kind of flipping you out. This, you must be in some kind of time warp or something. This isn't supposed to have happened yet. And you're probably getting pretty anxious at the moment. Go ahead.
Vax, while everybody is congratulating B and marveling at this accomplishment, of course, there's Vax is definitely visibly taken aback by it. And what she is going to do to kind of help ground her mind, she is going to walk up to the mech and touch it, and she's going to try to see if she can get a sense as to its history, like be putting it together, essentially recognition, her ability.
Yes. Go ahead and make another willpower check. Perfect. Is over to another scene then. Go, Vax. You put your hand on it. Can you guys see that image there?
Yes.
You notice that they're all standing around, everybody with kind of smiles lost on their face, and you are as well, touching what used to be the mech, is now this red crystal that illuminates this chamber. And it's not only you all in the chamber, there's many people in here, and they all seem to be with their hands, with that same lost look on their face, the red glow illuminating their cheeks. And some of them, it appears, that may have been here for a long, very long time. They're withered and possibly even dead, just still standing though, and touching this thing. What do you do after this?
So everybody who is kind of afflicted by this crystal is touching it.
Everyone in this room is touching the red crystal.
So she's going to once she realizes this, she's going to go up to B and try to move her hand away from the crystal and see what.
Can you make a new willpower check, but you get a +5 on it.
So the modifiers plus is the.
She did you add the +5? Let me see.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
She's still, yeah, you're still hung up in the mech. And
So even if her hand is removed, or does she just keep fixed?
jerks away from you and puts her hand back on it, still smiling. You see the captain right next to her. And then beyond them, you notice a creature move in the crystals beyond the red crystal, kind of near the gamatite crystals, near a stalagmite. It starts to move away like it was resting up a wall, and it was almost camouflaged completely with this wall. It looks like this. Of the crystal as well, and it moves its position across the room, kind of circles the chamber, looking at the people that are connected to the crystal, and then it rests again on another stalagmite and kind of turns away from you.
Is it aware of Vax not being connected to the crystal, or does it seem to?
It's not aware yet. It hasn't noticed you yet.
Okay. So, Vax is... Yeah, I keep forgetting that telepathy works.
Yeah, you can do that.
So she's going to try and connect with Sazesh through telepathy if she can, and she's gonna try to get into Sazesh's mind and just say, "Wake up! It isn't real."
That moment says as you're looking out in the stars of that space station, and then you hear that voice in your head.
Yeah, Sazesh hears a voice that sounds familiar. If she places it, oh, that's Vax. Where is she? She looks around for Vax before kind of processing the words. And then she furrows her brow and tries to remember how she got to where she is.
Start to think hard about it, and the illusion begins to unfold, and you notice her there. You notice the same scene where you guys are, and she's there looking at you.
She looks at Vax and her mouth kind of drops open. She looks at her own hand and yanks it back away from the crystal and moves over to Vax and puts a hand on Vax's shoulder and just tries to think at her. What are the others trapped in some dream like me?
And this is, just to be sure, this is not... She's no longer in an illusion. She's there.
She's with you, yeah.
Okay.
She'd speak telepathically to you.
Okay. So Vax is going to nod to Sazesh and hold a finger up. It'll be up to where her mouth would be behind, but in front of her veil, to kind of indicate that they need to be quiet. And just to sort of solidify as to why she's suggesting it, she will motion over to where she saw that figure, and then she'll motion to her temple, and then motion to B. And she's going, and so Vax is going to try to speak telepathically to B.
Yeah. While she's doing that, Sazesh will probably go over probably to D8 and try to shake him just a little bit. Maybe whisper near him, "Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up."
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, D8. Make that willpower check with a +5.
Alrighty.
B is going to wake up this time, so you can RP that.
B. Yeah, she's still in the mech and parading it around the room, and she hears Vax speaking. She looks confused and looks around, not seeing Sazesh, not seeing Vax, and shakes her head. What? Where's everyone? And eventually, coming to, seeing her hand connected to the crystal, she immediately yanks it back and takes a step back in shock. She takes a moment to look around the room.
Vax will definitely immediately try to indicate to be quiet and not linger too much on B, but try to also wake up the captain through telepathy.
Will work, of course, with the telepathy. D8 is just, he's shaken, but in his...
I'm having him roll another d6. I'm using faith on it.
Okay, cool.
I'll do
You're so perfect if it works.
It's 11.
Okay. Yeah, you'll break out of it. Thanks to her faith.
I imagine with like the kind of interference of the emotion chip, the thing that's meant to suppress all of them. You've probably seen, like, on his face, there's that kind of digital display where his mouth should be, as it's kind of shifting in kind of weird ways and kind of flickering here and there between different emotional expressions. There's a lot of joy there, but then it kind of chitters and glitches almost, as it then it looks almost like a mouth agape screaming, and then a frown, and then back to the smile again, and finally, as you kind of pour your faith into it, he pulls away from the crystal with a scream, roaring out, as he just careens back and looks around him.
Yeah, she had whispered,
Come back from the darkness, D8.
Yeah, you see him now panting and immediately reaching around his form for Peggy. Are his weapons still there and everything?
Everything is still there.
Yeah.
You shout out and noticed at that moment that that being kind of turns its head slowly towards all of you, and you start to see another one come out of the rocks and peek around the corner at the red crystal. What's the captain doing at this time?
Captain rubs his head. Oh, what the fuck? And opens his eyes and looks at Vax. What are we doing? He starts looking around the room. Oh, shit.
Yeah, D8 is kind of still that kind of panting form as he looks around. Where the fuck are we? The hell was that?
Sazesh kind of puts a finger across her mouth and a shushing gesture and points toward the crystal guardian. And then she unholsters her pistol as well.
Yeah, D8 looks and sees it and sees the other one and looks to the big crystal in front of them. Oh, I'm going to fucking blow this all up. And you see him pull a plasma grenade out from one of the belts. He has full straps for all of his grenades across his torso underneath his overcoat. As he shoves it into a crook in the crystal and pulls the pin and starts jumping away from where he placed it, getting a good distance.
Yeah, Sazesh will see that. Eyes wide,
shit!
and dash out of the way.
Boom is coming! Get this fuck!
B grabs Vax and just kind of flies and pulls her away.
Vax does not resist.
Okay, we're gonna have to do some inish.
That's what happens when you fuck with D8's emotions. You sure you don't want him to turn them off?
Roll the 4.
D8 is in the mood to kill a dude.
Looks like a 0 to me.
Dude, he's a poet and he didn't even know it.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Over to.
I hope they're slow.
Mm.
Valid.
Move us over to this scene here.
I do. No. Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
I don't-
I was thinking to myself, will D8 kill us all?
No,
I believe
hey!
that.
That
You
thing's
know what's
been on
funny is
point.
because it feels inevitable, right? Maybe not here, but eventually.
I don't know. The crystal
I've
ball's
thought
been
about
on
that one.
point
Yeah, I
so
mean,
far.
So
Right?
far.
I haven't had any. Jesus, these things are huge.
See this?
That's what she said.
Hey. Oof.
Let me light this whole chamber up. Hold on just a second. I'll change this.
This looks like a bad time.
A very bad time.
Two very big angry crystal boys.
Just shoot. Don't worry about it.
I feel like there's enough crystals in here that it would light up this whole chamber. So
I'm not gonna
Sweet.
argue with you.
Right?
everybody can see okay then.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right, and we'll go ahead and do Inish Crystal Homies.
Oh, did it clear?
It cleared. Oh
Yes,
no.
it did.
Reroll. Hopefully you remember what you were last time.
I still
Yeah.
see them on here.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
fine with
weird.
me as long as you've got them.
Yeah,
mhm.
you've got them. I'm not worried.
It's
about
fine.
Clear for you guys?
Yeah, yeah.
I only see Guardian Smig and Guardian Riffle. So
it.
Guardian Smig.
So
I'm
it is
assuming they'll
actually.
stand for things, but
That's weird. So actually, D8 is first.
Mhm. Is this presumably after he placed the grenade and?
Yeah.
crystal?
So, so we'll say you stuck the grenade in there and started to move away from the crystal. Everybody else kind of moved away. So now, yeah, you can do all your actions.
Yeah. Does it blow or?
Crystal,
Yeah, the plasma grenade you put in the crystal.
you can go ahead and roll the damage for that.
Okay, cool. Let me double check. Ooh.
Actually, well, go ahead. You don't really have to, but
Oh, okay. So it's good to know. What is it?
it's a power 10.
I think it's D12 times 10, right? Yeah. Yeah, D12 times 10.
Improved weapon yet?
Hmm?
Do you have
I don't
improved
have
weapon yet?
I don't think assassin gets improved weapon.
Oh, that's true.
Oh yeah, I forget. I have a button. This will do the damage and stuff too. And I think it's times 10 damage, right? Yeah. Ooh yeah, very tasty. I just did that because it's the same damage. So.
Does it look like as this crystal explodes?
Yeah, the kind of purplish multicolor burst of plasma erupts out over the crystal as it envelops it and sends shards flying, scattering across the room, some chunking into the ceilings, others tinking off of D8 in his armor. And probably everyone else as well.
Do you notice several of the bodies too that are still connected to it go flying back, and notice as well that the whole chamber starts to quake as people all collapse, and it seems like this chamber here is highly unstable.
Oops.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Things start to fall from the ceiling, rocks and pebbles, and this whole area is very, very unstable as you begin to look around and see the location that you guys are in. But the guardians, you can see them coming out of the shadows and around the corners, and one of them pulls out like some strange spears type pole arm with crystals at the end of it, and the other one is reaching for his weapon. Some of the bodies are getting up almost zombie-like. The ones that still live are starting to stand up and face all of you, totally ignoring the fact that rocks are starting to fall from the ceiling. But what do you want to do?
Yeah, what kind of weapon does this one have and the other one? The one has a spear, and which is which?
One has some kind of spear in his hand, and this one has some kind of small, it looks like a small submachine gun.
Oh yeah, D8 sees that, and he's just, you guys would notice the little display over his mouth that is like the, kind of facial emotion like thing, is just this maw of teeth and a frown as he pulls Peggy up, aims it, and goes for a shot with the grenade launcher.
Is this a Deadeye shot?
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, you can tell that they're weapons, and they're definitely alien design.
Alrighty. Yep, so here's the attack. 15.
Yeah, not one.
Very nice.
Defeating.
It's plasma. Yeah, it's the one of the plasma grenade ones from the launcher. With, because of Deadeye as well, I believe it is 12. Yeah, 12 times. So, what? Oh no! I didn't know it could roll that low.
Oh man, that is crappy.
Man. But it's okay because he can do it again by popping a frenzy. But the first one definitely hits. So, although I imagine it must go wide and only chunk into him a bit from the side, as D8. This time, yeah, I think he's gonna take Peggy and aim down sight towards the thing to fire a proper shot. Let me grab that. Where is it? Here we go. There's the attack roll.
Some more of the wall.
There we go. Why is this stuck? Ooh. Oh, nice. And this is 2 times, I believe. Let me double check something real quick. Because I do have... yeah, sneak attack is only if they're unaware. And, oh yeah, his other thing is specifically for melee. Okay, yeah. 2
Damage
times.
shot.
82. As he blasts a shot that is invisible, of course. There's just that loud whoomp sound from Peggy as the blast chunks into the thing.
See, he falls to the ground too as the energy blast tears into his chest. Anything else? Who's next? Captain Vlad.
Vlad. I believe I had a quick draw. Oh shit. No, I don't. Vlad's gonna use one action and pull out his pistol, but he's gonna start run. Do I have any idea where we came in to hear from? Does anything look familiar?
Oh man, make a perception check really quick. You notice behind the crystal, actually, there seems like some kind of chamber, and it looks like maybe that they were building something back there, gathering things and building something up. And this way appears to be the way that you guys came in near the gamatite crystals, if you can see that.
And the cavern is falling down around us at this point.
It is starting to collapse all around.
Is it collapsing where they were building something?
At this point, You can't rightly tell if... I mean, it looks like it's coming down everywhere at this point where you're at.
Fuck it. Vlad starts running where he thinks they came from, and you said that was back towards this direction. Right? Top. Yeah, so Vlad is pissed, but he starts running. Come on, we have to move! It's all fucked! And I'll move my full 10. I will take a running shot at one of them. -2, I think, on a running shot, right? Oh.
Kind of wildly.
Yeah, that's all. Because you just see Vlad jiggling as he's running up these stairs. Come on, move! Get the fuck out of here now! And he's shooting at the one that D8 hit, missing, bullet bouncing off of a stalactite.
Captain Vlad gonna shoot again?
With those results, I don't think so.
Alright. I'm shouting back towards you guys. You notice this one stand up. Now, it glances towards Captain Vlad, but it looks back towards D8 and raises its weapon, going to fire a heavy burst. And D8 you gotta dodge a 16.
Alrighty. Come on, my boy. Roll good. Nope.
Oh. Not rolling.
Boom. It's gonna be like 300.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh,
it's double digits. Oh!
D8!
Dead instantly.
No!
What was the armor?
22. But he only has 120.
68. 168
I
minus
think it
120.
is. I think it is.
What's
dead
the total
I'm
amount?
pretty
of
sure.
dead?
No, negative 150. 168 minus 120.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was at 116. I don't know why he had like 4 damage, but...
So, how many points are you
He's
down?
2 away from dying instantly, but he is going to take a...
oh my gosh.
he can be saved within 1 round, and he...
I'm doing repent.
What?
It's an out of turn ability.
And what's to do?
It's not going to bring him back to conscious, but it'll take him out of instant death territory. I burn 1 cool point. I recite the scriptures and make a theology check, and then the result of that check is granted to whoever I want in hit points. It can be used once per combat and activated at any time.
Let me double check as well if my racial affects any of this. Because he does have no pain, which I think just means, though, he could, like, keep functioning, but he's unconscious after that, right? Either way.
Yeah, that means, like, even if he gets body parts blown off, he could still keep fighting.
Yeah, basically.
He probably will lose a body part, but...
Would hit points...
Unless she rolls...
keep him from... I mean, it's not going to bring him conscious, obviously, but is it going to keep him out of instant death territory?
Go ahead and do your theology check. I guess whatever your roll is that how
Okay.
much hit points he's going to get back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to make a body save to protect from going into trauma. Yeah. And that's the painless one he has, and then he also has
Negative
no pain.
48 right now.
I'm gonna use faith again, subtract another cool point for that.
Oh, nice.
Oh my
So he's
gosh, and
negative
that's
6.
without hold on, that's
Whoa.
without my 1d6.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I also don't have to make a trauma check when I lose 90% of my max HP in one attack.
Nice.
So
Nice.
you get 44 points back instantly.
He's negative 4.
Oh my.
You're okay?
Well, not okay,
Well.
but not dead.
Well, yeah. I mean, it says I can fight on even losing body parts like it's no big thing, as long as I have hit points left to do battle, which I'm
You're
not sure.
fucking
yeah.
unconscious, man. At -4.
He's probably still going to lose a part.
You sleepy.
Yeah, as he how does this thing attack him? What does it use?
It's an SMG.
Okay.
A big, scary, giant fucking SMG.
As it shoots him, Sazesh sees that he's not going to get out of the way, and she grasps the talisman on her neck and points at D8.
Your fuse is not yet extinguished.
And she focuses all of her faith in that direction, and she can see parts that had been in the midst of being blown off kind of coming back together on his body, almost a slow motion explosion and then retraction, but still he falls unconscious.
You could see the creature it stand up and fired this, what looked like a submachine gun, just pulses of energy, like rip out in a small, short, like a blast of several balls of energy almost go, and it blows into his chest and then in his arm, and the parts that Sazesh is talking about, start to come back together. And D8's still on the ground, right next to B, kind of lands right next to her, and then it is Sazesh's turn.
Yeah, she turns from D8's crumpled form and looks at the creature that shot him. She says,
Listen, you. I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
and with that, she unleashes curse on him. So he's going to have the effects of that, which is, I think, let me look at it, but I think he's -2 to defend. Yeah, -2 to defend for the entire combat. And then she is going to shoot a lightning bolt at.
This song, isn't it? Run.
And it gets a
Nice.
-2.
It's a good thing. Just worked.
You know what the good thing is that didn't set off any of my explosives.
Yeah.
Because he's literally strapped head to toe with full belts of grenades.
Oh no.
Thanks for reminding him.
By the
You're
way,
welcome.
boom.
I'm using
You
power.
kind of have to charge a grenade anyway, though. But
I'm using my what's power surge on.
okay, power search, yeah. Nice. What's it look like as you destroy this guy?
Fucking hell.
Her eyes are just glowing, literally red with fury, as she unleashes the biggest lightning bolt she's ever managed. It's almost like the light's coming right from her soul. It hits it and shards fly everywhere. And she lets out kind of a shriek of victory and rage. And she's going to use, before she can she heal him, or does she have to move over there to heal him? She's still got magic actions left.
She'd have to be there. Yeah. You can move over to him.
Okay. Well, she's going to use her last 2 magic actions, which she has to use Frenzy for to cast.
Well, for the PTSD thing, you would have to I think it's a percentile.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever your frenzy can only be used to attack. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A percentile.
Mm-hmm. So D100. You should have a button for percentile, too.
You'll have to wait to heal him, Sazesh.
Why?
So you can run over there and grab him, though.
Why can't I heal him?
You can't heal in for frenzy stuff. It's only attacks.
Frenzy's
can't-
only for attacks.
Oh, you can't use it for a spell that's healing. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll use it
Attacks.
to do an attack on the other guy. I'm gonna
Might as well, yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna do a lightning bolt on the other guy.
Oh, yeah, Effie, so PTSD would be in effect.
You really
Giant
should
fucking
tell
lightning
her
bolt
about
arcs over his
this
head.
because, you know,
I know, right?
this probably is a miss.
Yeah. As if everything else happening wouldn't trigger PTSD, right?
Oh my god!
Oh, hey! Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, geez. Well,
He was
maybe-
busy watching his
Mama
friend get
Sazesh is
blasted.
on point.
She's pissed.
Nice, just knocks
You
him to
don't
the
mess
ground.
with her babies. All
Oh,
right,
what's
so
the other
that'll
thing is
be
the
it.
knock- Yeah.
Yeah, she has just as she runs over to D8, seeing that he's still breathing. She says a quick internal prayer of thanks, but then rounds on the other creature and says, "Now it's your turn," and zaps him with lightning that probably takes off a big chunk.
Yeah, blasts into him and throws him to the ground. I took off your frenzy for you.
Thank you.
And it is B's turn.
So, seeing that D8's on the ground and that everything's kind of crumbling around them, she will pull out her Zentech variant. And I'm just going to check something really quick. I think I have quick draw. I do. So it's fine. So she pulls out her the Zentech and I think it's a burst, so I can do tactical burst. Oh, but it's 3 actions. But
Times 8.
yeah. Only problem is I want to help D8 get out of here.
You could go grab him and help him and then fire.
Yeah. Oh, I can do maybe a running shot. So
I was gonna say as
how
well,
heavy
I
is
mean,
D8?
I don't know actually. I would say probably rather light, but there's a lot of metal and electronics in him, so it's a toss-up. I mean, it's lighter now, as you see the big gaping holes where like a weird blend of oil, electronics, and blood are all oozing out, and you can like see inside and stuff.
Yeah, B's not that bad. B can bench press 140.
It weighs about half as much as he did before.
Yeah.
You think B could lift him?
I'm pretty
She could at
sure.
least
I mean, he's
grab
not
him
that
and throw
heavy
it.
anyway. He's meant to be an assassin. He's light and agile, as strong as he is.
Yeah, B's a swole lady.
Particular type of alloy.
So,
Jacked with adrenaline.
she's going to grab him, and I'm able to. I can fly my normal movement times 3.
Ooh. I was gonna say you
Oh.
would. I mean, he is also. I mean, and you know this, and you see this. He is strapped with all kinds of grenades.
My concern is
Including
getting you out
smoke.
of there.
All right. I'm just saying, but if you want to drop a smoke so these guys don't blast you on the way out, it's there.
They can't
Using
see.
her wings.
Yeah, she's using the wings, and she's going to at least fly him. Oh, we'll see, because I can go pretty far, just normal movement. At least to here. Oh, she can't really see them is the only thing. So she'll do I'll do a running shot on the way as I fly away with a D8.
Yeah. Flying out past it. They're firing like right here while you're in
Yeah,
there.
pretty much.
Tactical?
You can do
If I can do tactical burst, yeah. Hell yeah. Let's see.
Be your frenzy though. So like one action to grab him, and then the rest are 3 are tactical burst. That would
Alright.
be your 2 frenzy, and you'd be finished.
Perfect. Ugh.
And he was hit by the bolts of lightning and on the ground. Give him this.
Oh, nope.
It still misses.
Yeah, so the bullets just whiz by the Guardian as she scoops up D8, and as she does, she kind of yells to Suzesh and Vax, "Just run! We gotta get out of here, I caught him!" And she just whizzes by, and I'm actually able to go a little bit farther with him. I can get up to here, past Vlad. So
That's
yeah,
funny shit.
it
On the
looks
stairs.
like, yeah, basically Bee's just taken flight and flown like right overhead of Vlad, just D8 just clutched in her arms as she flies away.
A big blob of gore drips onto Vlad's head.
Right, it is Vax's turn. What's he doing about this PTSD?
The zap and pop and the crackle of the powerful lightning bolt that Suzesh conjured and essentially obliterated Smig with, it suddenly just causes an intense welling of panic. She'll cry out in fear and cower away from Suzesh as the bolt booms and echoes throughout the chamber. She'll be shuffling away on the ground, head tucked down, her hands attempting to cover herself as she is lost in a distant memory now resurfaced. So she'll shuffle over to here.
Their next turn and moves their max movement away from the enemy.
Oh, maximum.
Suzesh is the enemy.
Yeah, well, I would,
Use
in this
any
instant,
actions
maybe.
or frenzy. Only fleeing for 1 round. Next round, you can attempt another willpower check to go into battle.
Okay.
Yeah, you can flee as far away from Suzesh and that lightning bolt stuff as if.
Well, I'm trying to think of, like, in terms of what the map is right now. Yeah, she
not
might
seeing that.
actually conveniently go the
I'm not really
Yeah.
seeing any other ways to
Yeah,
go.
That
here.
worked.
like
Does
I-
I mean,
looking at the way everything's set up, she wouldn't, she'll hit that wall and then start scurrying as like far away as possible. So
Just run.
she'd actually end up going the way she needs to go.
Just run into Riffle's arms.
No.
He'll save you. Kill the bad lightning lady, Riffle.
So you'll see her going up the stairs. She's in a panic. She doesn't seem aware of any of you guys. She's
Booking
not paying
it. Suzesh has no idea it's because of the lightning. She's like, oh, poor Vax. She hates battles.
Poor fucking Sazesh left the last one there when the bad guy goes.
I know.
No.
After D8 just got one shot.
What I tell you?
Oh no.
The
Oh my
Guardian, the
God.
last one that she's been blasting, he's going to get up and raise his rifle or his spear thing. It actually is a rifle that he ends up firing this blast out of as he's kind of walking towards you. Let's see if he can get to you, though. He cannot get to you because he got up, and that takes half your movement. So he gets to there, and he just fires his rifle, the spear thing that looked like a spear, the crystal sticking out of it. And here it comes.
Oh no. It's a 1.
Oh, no.
Don't. Every time you do this,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
don't do this.
Oh no.
Ugh.
It's a 12,
Come
it's
on,
fine.
Sesh. That's the riffle.
Just don't roll below a 12.
Right?
Ah, Aki.
Stop saying
Sorry.
that.
Stop at D8.
Sorry.
Fucking
You're
cursed
dead.
Dice Master.
This look on my face.
Oh my.
But
Oh, so what happens is it barely. What's that look like?
I'm going to say it comes toward her, and she just stands there, almost playing chicken with it as it raises its rifle. She's just incredibly focused, and it shoots, and she just at the very, very last second sidesteps.
And 8 is unconscious. This is his turn. Captain Vlad, what are you doing?
He's just still yelling, "What the fuck are you people doing? Come on, go, go!" He'll come over and grab Vax and start pulling her along to get her further ahead. If I can drag her along with my movement.
I'm
You can do that.
guessing that he can drag her, right? Like, even though she's not really...
She's got bird bones. She's like really light. Just do a princess carry. It'll be fine.
like I'm doing
I
with
have
D8.
8 strength.
Never mind.
Oh.
Or guiding
I
her,
am,
yeah.
I am giving my fat shoulder.
I mean, she is like 5 foot.
Oh
5'4".
shit.
I'm weak, Vax. I am not as strong as I used to be, Omnia. Come on, you have to help me walk with you.
Oh fuck.
And it is Sazash's turn.
Okay, she
Ooh.
is... All right, so I've got 3 magic actions. So I can take 3 magic actions and still move, or if I do them all, I can do that. I can act and then move.
You'd be acting as you're moving, basically running and then firing back.
Okay. She's gonna cast another lightning bolt at this guy.
And you are running at the same time, right?
Yeah, not a very good roll, so that reflects that, I guess.
All right, so 1 bolt. You want to put yourself over here?
Yeah, I was gonna do push next to just give me some room. So where would I be? I don't know. I guess since I'm running that way. Do it when you're casting when running, do you just get the one attack? Or would you...
-2, just like when you're shooting and stuff.
Okay.
You can do it. Blast the motherfucker.
Right,
Death
so
to the rule.
that's a push. That's force.
Force spell. Got him.
All right. So let's look and see. He's, I think, moves 5 hexes back.
Actually, a cliff side there.
Ooh.
Oh, what does it look like as you see him blast him away?
He goes over the cliff.
I think it cut out.
He falls off the side of a cliff there.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. As she's running, she's shooting a lightning bolt, and it goes wide. Looking back at her fleeing friends, she thinks, well, I just need to buy us some time. And with that, she pushes both hands out in front of her, and a red ball of energy flies out and shoots it, knocking it back even farther than she expected over the cliff. And as she continues to kind of run back, a wide grin spreads across her face as she says, "Hasta la vista, baby."
And as you are running for the to escape this horrible collapse, you guys bust into the crystal chamber, and I'm gonna move.
And it says Ash is going to cast a heal spell on D8 first chance she gets.
Yeah, B will bring him over to her. Did you get him?
They will not be following us.
And she leans over and puts her hands on D8.
No one fucks with my family.
Let's let D8 roll this. Since he started the collapse there.
Oh, you want
Go ahead and do a percentile. Lower is worse.
Oh, it's gonna be like a 2,
No,
right?
stop it.
Yes.
You.
Oh no.
Which
13.
starts a kind of what do you call it? A continuing collapse of the cave, which starts to break into the gamatite crystals, and they start to shatter and fly everywhere, much to Captain Vlad's horror. The chamber of this whole mine seems like it's about to come down. You guys are going to have to flee out of the mine, pretty much, to get out of here. So everybody go ahead and make a dexterity check.
I do have a question before I do that. Do I still need... We're not in any sort of initiative order, right? Like, I can go ahead and do that willpower check for my PTSD? Is that a yes? You cut out.
Yes.
Yes, the current situation is much calmer.
Oh, yeah.
It's just crystals trying to fall and kill us, not...
It's fine.
It was
yeah, look at her.
He's
Look
like,
at her
oh, I
go.
love
Easy.
the tinkling sound of crystals all around me. It's so
Looks
sunshine.
like a jar of stars in here.
Oh.
All right, now I can do my dexterity.
Can whoever rolls really shitty, can I just help them?
I think
I was gonna say,
Just fly
are you
their
still
ass
playing
out.
D8?
Oh yeah. If he's still injured, I will
This is another
bridal style you.
scene.
I mean,
can
he's
do
pretty
another
fucking
faith.
deep.
Yeah, so B will
We're
carry
okay.
D8.
Everybody, right?
we're fine.
Yeah, I assume D8's good with B from the look of things.
Everybody.
Yeah, he's kind of starting to come to, I assume, after the healing, and he's kind of kind of jerks a little bit and goes to move, and then sees B. Doesn't really say much as he kind of looks down and sees all the crystals shattering and cascading through the whole place as it goes through a catastrophic collapse.
You must think before you boom.
Well, I did kill the thing, didn't I? Well, did I?
No, well, you killed the crystal, but you also killed the mine.
Yeah, fuck it.
Let's get out of here.
Do they pass their little freight cart, the
We
hover
didn't bring
freight?
it down.
Oh, we didn't bring it down?
Nope.
Where is it?
Back up.
couldn't fit it through the thing, yeah.
No, it was back up. I was gonna call whenever we had it cleared out, but
Dang it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, man. So we're out our gas money, too.
Yep.
I guess we made a little bit on the previous trip. Enough to cover costs.
Well, we'll just have to start digging.
We have other things that we can do.
Oh, baby.
Look at that big fat paycheck.
Move this scene here.
If
Is escape. Here. Really finding the correct.
if anyone's lagging behind, if they're not running very fast, B kind of turns around as they're rushing out in a haste. And she says, "Fly, you fools!"
Oh my god.
Easy for you to
Disgusting.
say.
Wah, wah.
So, after you guys run and escape, yeah, B was hauling us through there, like flying around. Easily could have landed, turned around, and helped somebody.
Okay.
So she was definitely making sure that everybody was good as you guys escaped the primary collapse. Are able to get back to the ship with, I say, a little bit more than you had of the gamatite crystals. You make sure to scavenge what is left in there. So it's not a total loss, but it wasn't anything compared to what you guys could have gotten, though.
Did we, in evaluating it, did it match with what we were contracted at the very least? Or is it completely fucked in that respect?
You want me to roll a percentile?
Oh,
I don't want you to touch any dice.
touch it.
I'm sure it'll be fine. You'll roll well.
Do it.
I'll roll it.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I'm sure if you do it,
It'll be like a
what's
1.
the percentile? What are we looking for?
I would say a 30% chance you guys broke even.
So under 30?
So
Oh,
I
that's
have to roll.
easy.
Am I rolling low or high 30? Does that mean 70 to 100,
want-
or does that mean 1 to
You
30?
want to, yeah, you want to roll low on this one.
Oh, fuck.
1 to 30.
Go.
That's
Go.
perfect. We're good at
No.
rolling low.
No.
Maybe.
Didn't break even. But,
We're going to be eating ramen instead of pierogies for a
Yeah.
week.
you could
Yeah.
possibly,
Yeah.
with your smooth talking, talk him out of a percentage a little bit or whatever. You could think of something. But this
Yeah,
scene
Vlad,
continues. This. So yeah, as you guys get back into the meeting,
Yeah, Vlad pinches the bridge of his nose and. Well, I have bad news and worse news. So, we do bad news, then finish on worse news to drive point home. Bad news. We did not collect any of crystal down in mine. Mine completely shattered, as you saw. Does not look like we can do anything about it. Worse news, what we do get is not even enough to break even on contract rate.
What, we can't, like, dig for some of it?
Yes, why don't you go take your one arm and start digging?
Oh, it's fine. I'm sure we could probably get... Surely, there must be something more.
I am not going to pay for more tools to cover loss. It's already fucked. Who knows how intact gamatite crystals still are down there? Probably not at all.
Well, I mean, you missed one piece of good news.
Oh?
Well, two, technically. I killed the crystal thing, and I'm not dead.
One, we
Well,
did not
I'm
come
mostly
here
dead.
to kill Crystal. I did not even care about Crystal. That one anyway. I wanted the money for us. Two, you almost dying is your own fault. And you almost get everyone else killed. Now listen to me. I like you. I have you on ship because most of the time, against better judgment, I trust you. If you ever act half-cocked again, like that, put other crew at risk, I will fuck you up.
Well, how about this, Vlad, right? Because here's the thing. Yeah, it was my fucking fault. I blew a gasket and I threw a nade when I probably shouldn't have. But keep in mind we had better ways of doing this. You just didn't want to do it. It's not my fault I was right.
We cannot second guess how things would go another way. I do not even remember getting into that crystal cavern. Does anyone else?
Yet.
No, it's
No.
almost like we walked into what we were confident was probably a trap or dangerous situation without testing the waters first.
Even on the upper floor, you fall under the spell before the 8th. When you run away down the hole. This was a dangerous place. We all go in knowing there are risks. It is sad there is no profit. But
Yeah, but there's a difference.
Shush, dear. I am talking. Be polite. We are all still alive. There will be other times to make profits. We should learn what we can from this, and she says and looks at D8. And be thankful for what we have. And then she looks around at everyone else.
Yeah.
Thank you, B. Your wings are not only beautiful, they are very useful.
Oh, thanks, Susesh. She looks over to D8. I, might be able to construct you a new arm.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yes, I can help with the touch.
Yes, I'm not the most, skilled at the whole, I guess, bioengineering part, but the, mechanical and computer aspects I can definitely do.
Yeah, a bit of both worlds. It'll be fine. We'll have to work together on it. It's been a while since I got a new part.
You'll be like the, extremely expensive man, right?
What?
Yes.
I mean, I guess.
In the way, he already is. Dad takes a drink.
You kind of... Vax should probably pick up on the emotion bits, and you notice that they haven't been turned off since the whole thing. And there is kind of... It's the sensation of almost guilt a little bit, but it's more so kind of like this ashamed shyness almost, as D8 kind of... His expression is hard to read for a moment. And don't get me wrong, right? I owe you, B, says Ish. You saved my ass back there. I will pay you back for it.
Mm, you know how you can pay me back, D8?
And D8 kind of leans back in a provocative way. Oh, do tell.
Uh, well, and B, her cheeks flush and she kind of scratches the side of her face. We can talk about it later. It's fine. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. We can talk whenever you like, B.
Oh, well, if I'm not in the cockpit, I'll be with the mech. Mech and making.
Sounds fine.
There is no paying back. For when someone saves your life, D8, what you do is value what they have given you and live accordingly.
Yeah, well, one good turn, right? I guess. First people stupid enough to save my ass. You'll get something out of it, I'll make sure of that.
At any rate, I make promise to not prisoners, passengers. Yes, passengers, right word. We take them to your one place, says Ash, that you have. You give coordinates to B, and we find our way there before we return. And I have to smooth this over.
She kind of scratches her head a little bit, remembering the dream of Ral from the mines. It being kind of confusing to separate what really happened from the dream for a minute.
Oh, yes. I will give coordinates. It has been some time since I have seen him. Perhaps I will say hello.
Good. Rest of you, usual duty. D8, even though I think you're a big idiot right now. Take a break. Don't overexert yourself with all your...
Oh, yeah, I can do that. I certainly don't mind. And you definitely notice, like, he moves, like, you can still see, like, he's air quotes, mostly healed up, but he's still got gaping wounds in the arm and everything. But he moves like nothing has happened, practically. Aside from the physical things that force him to move differently, he moves and acts and seems like he's utterly fine.
Yeah, Vlad looks him over again, seeing that he's like some kind of robot zombie with all this damage. Bean says, try to put rapid order on getting new arm on him. Other crew will probably shit themselves. They see him walk around the hallway at night.
That gives me some good ideas.
Well, I'll plug in the coordinates, and if you and Sergey want to take the helm, I can start working on the arm.
I will leave it to Sergey. I have much to do in office. Open door as always, but shit. He just kind of trails off and starts walking up the steps.
Just before you get up the steps, you can hear talking in the hallway, and you hear a voice, a familiar voice of the mongrel goblin, Gabby. You can hear her saying, "And you will tell them." And he says, I will. Let's go." And you notice Digger being helped down the hallway by Gabby. Sight, since he's twice her size, but she's strong for her little form. And Digger nods to the captain as he gets in there. "Captain."
Yes.
Digger wanted to express how happy he was. Yes. I have a ship nearby. A small vessel. It's nothing like this ship, though. But if we could pick it up, I would be willing to give it to you for payment.
Well, and Vlad's demeanor changes pretty rapidly. That sounds pretty good to me. No change of plans. Give coordinates to B. She will, and he gestures to her. She can take us there, and then everyone else prepare. Actually, I will get. B, you and I can take a look at it, and I will get Sergey to run some tests. We'll look it over.
Oh, okay.
So, are they doing this or in front of everybody, or are they up in the hallway a little bit?
It's in front
You
of
guys,
her.
yeah.
Okay, so I want Vax to read Dicker's aura.
Hmm.
Go ahead and do a willpower check to see how much. All right. He seems grateful and kind of ashamed feeling at the same time. It's just a strange mixture of emotions from him, but it is a genuine thankfulness. You can feel that the emotions are kind of squashed by Gabby's addict anger / her gratefulness towards this crew. And she says, yes, it's a planetary shuttle. It should fit in your docking bay.
Ooh, I have wanted one of those.
Captain, I think I have the keys to that.
Oh?
I found them when we were,
What, looting
first-
the corpses of all his buddies?
Yes, D8. So, how short do you want that arm? Like 2 inches?
I'm just joking. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Be keeping secrets from Captain. Not very good. Not good at all, Kukla.
I just, it didn't go through my mind at the moment. Sorry.
I am teasing.
Oh.
I'm teasing. Yes, yes, we will do all these things. Very good. Are you sure you should be up and about? You look not so good.
I needed to stretch.
I see. Well, if you want, we still have leftovers. I apologize if I sound odd, but I do not know what you eat, so if there is something you would like us to make, just let me know and I will try.
Yeah, butterflies aren't allowed, Spider-Face.
Looks
Well,
over,
bees. You get the idea. Whatever.
looks over at D8 and then looks over towards the table at the food. Anything, thank you.
Da, go on, ignore robot.
Gabby walks over to Suzesh and, do you need any help in your lab, perhaps?
An extra set of hands may come in handy later. She looks at D8. Have some work to do.
Yeah, to say the least. Can you put claws on it? He kind of looks between B and Sazesh. Like big, fucking scary claws.
I could. Yeah.
Sick.
Suzesh just shakes her head.
Just make sure it does not affect holding grip of gun, right?
Yeah, make it real dexterous, too.
Yeah, sure.
I'm counting on you.
B again flushes and she's like, okay, once you get the ship and coordinates, I'll start working on the arm. Yeah.
Sazesh turns to D8 and, whispers,
Do you give yourself point every time you make our bead blush?
Oh, yeah, of course. It's great.
Ah,
she shakes her head, but she's kind of smiling. As she walks over,
Vax, I want to talk to you in private soon.
Vax, she's been quiet this entire time. Her fingers are laced together, but very loosely before her. She's got the presence of her typical calm, but there is a tension to her posture. She nods slightly at that. Do inform me when you wish to meet.
Are we done here?
she says, looking at everybody.
Vlad's not even there anymore.
Yeah, B's gone to. They've got the coordinates of the vehicle, right?
Gabby, get Digger back to med lab, please.
Yes, Sazesh.
All right, D8, I will tell you when we are ready to work on you.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. I think I'll go, I'll patch up what I can myself.
She just hands him a healing potion, for now.
Oh, nice. I'll probably sip this later. And he kind of pockets it. Don't worry, it's fine. Not like I can feel it hurt or anything.
Yes, it does not look good. It makes everybody queasy in the stomach. So yes, you drink that.
Kind of, you see the roll eyes again in his head roll all the way back and back up from the bottom, and as he gulps down the potion.
And as she kind of tugs Vax away, she turns back to D8.
You must be more careful, D8. I would take it very personally if you were to expire permanently.
Yeah, well, clearly I need to work on some things. Fucking emotion chip isn't working proper at the very least. I think something with that crystal might have fried a bit of it.
Well, perhaps it's better to let things come out a little at a time rather than explode like a soda bottle after it's shaken.
I don't know, I quite like that, but I guess you might actually have a point. Well, I'll
Of course
think about
I
it.
do.
She says, shaking her head.
Don't worry. I'll be thinking on it. He says that a bit exasperated, but genuine. Alright, well, I'm gonna go sit in my room and, well, look over what spares I have. Maybe I've got something to shove in here. I think I might need a new kidney as well. Gonna have to kill a dude. And he kind of walks off down the hall.
As he leaves, Sazesh kind of stops walking away with Vax.
So this is no trick in caverns. You have this token mind to mind.
You cut out there.
Oh, she
Said, this is a new trick you have, this talking mind to mind.
Vax shakes her head slightly. No, it is something I have always had. I just do not use it very often.
Yes, it makes people uncomfortable to have be thinking someone is rummaging around in their thoughts. Is probably smart. You are not rummaging around in my thoughts, right?
No, it is not that invasive. It can only be thoughts that you project to me willingly. And it is the same with me to you.
Zesh looks at Vax for a second, her head cocked to the side. She has a hard time reading Vax because she's so stoic.
I will trust what you say is true. But in the cave you run, it's dangerous to do so in heat of battle.
She nods a little bit, her brow furrowing, but she responds a little more quietly. The others, they ran as well. I was only following the captain.
Perhaps, she says, looking a little skeptical.
Well, if you say so. If you want to talk, you let me know. But if you are feeling some sort of panic, perhaps you should stay aboard the ship. I don't want anyone to be hurt.
Nor do I. But it. Yes. Well, I suppose we should all turn in. It's been a long day.
Yes. Before you go, how do you think Did react to this big mistake he make, huh?
I do think that he puts on a facade. And of course it's a little difficult to discern his true nature, but I surmise that perhaps he does feel a bit of embarrassment, perhaps slight remorse for the brash decision that he made and the repercussion therein.
Zesh smiles, her sharp teeth showing. She kind of claps Vax roughly on the shoulder.
This is good. Perhaps this venture has not been without profit then. A mistake big enough to make him think, but not big enough that anyone died. It is a difficult balance, but I prayed for something like this, and it appears that Nimtat, perhaps Dritka, has intervened on my behalf and answered my prayer. I hope that this will lead to some positive changes. But we shall see. It's too early to tell. Thank you, Vax. I appreciate the insight.
Vax inclines her head. Absolutely. If you ever need anything else, I'm here.
As am I. Come to service. Get some popcorn. we will find the boom that you have inside of you somewhere.
I would appreciate that. I suppose I will retire to my chambers now. I have a lot to process, and we still need to perhaps turn a profit at some point. I will need to work for the captain in that regard.
Yeah.
It does seem like Vax is
Trying to get away.
yeah.
Yeah, Sazesha kind of notes it, but she doesn't push.
All right, I have other things to do too. Goodbye, Vax. Do your good thinking.
Indeed. And you. Vax definitely does not linger further than that. It's not that she isn't appreciative of Sazesh, but she could probably tell that she's not
She
as
doesn't want to
typically
Yeah. And she probably didn't want to continue that line of conversation.
yeah.
Where is the captain at right now? And
He'd be in his quarters at this point, leaving things to people for now. He'll look at the shuttle when they bring it on board, but he's trying to sort out the ones and zeros and the profit loss margins now.
do this quick scene real fast for game wise anyway. Everybody see that?
Aye, aye.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, there's a the message flashing on the dashboard there. Everybody should see that pop up. Balder and Ramona.
Mhm.
Message from him was left for the captain, and as he opens it up, hello, Captain. It's a recording, because it's a long transmission through space. Really not talking live stream or anything right now. So it's just a recording. And hello, Captain Vasily. I'm interested in meeting up with you and enjoying a drink with the man who saved my daughter Ramona. Please come to my estate so we can speak in person. I would like to extend my gratitude and my friendship. I transmit the address here. Feel free to bring your friends if you like, the ones responsible for killing those hive scum.
And upon getting that, Vlad's eyes light up, and one of the worst contracts he's been a part of is now looking like it's starting to turn for the rest of the day, and he kind of rubs his hands together and quickly prepares a message back. And Mr. Ramona, very good, comrade. We are on our way back from assignment. I will reach out when we are back on Europa Station and see about coordinating with you. I am glad to hear back from you, and also glad your little girl is safe and sound. Das vidanya. And he sends that transmission back, and again rubs his hands together while he goes back to his show.
What is B doing?
B, her thing was to acquire the vehicle that Digger had mentioned, and then plunk in the coordinates to where Sazesh said that they could drop the two off at her friends.
Okay, and D8 is chilling in his room.
Yeah, kind of thinking about some things, but nothing too crazy. Just attempting to patch up what he can himself with spare parts. He's probably got a small little cooler of extra humanoid parts in there.
And Sazesh, what was she gonna do?
After talking to Vax, she would just head back to the med lab and start prepping equipment and brushing up on cybernetic implants, what she's going to need, if she's going to need additional supplies, that sort of thing. And also checking in on Digger, giving him any additional treatment that he needs.
Zesh is actually going to get that +1 cool point for the max damage of 204, I think it was.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty fucking big.
He gets +4 spiritual influence too for.
Oh, that's good for me.
Sweet.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
else? Vax. What was Vax gonna do?
Vax, she's gonna go back to her quarters, and instead of doing anything productive, she's going to put on those VR goggles that the captain gave her, and she's just going to play some games.
Right. I'm gonna move you guys over to this so you can see what the ship looks like.
Mm-hmm.
New planetary shuttle that you got for away missions.
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
Pretty nice.
Ooh.
That'll be useful.
All set up for you guys, and it'll rest in the docking bay of the ISS Stalingrad. If there's any missions where you want to keep the ISS Stalingrad, you know, like floating outside atmosphere, and then fly the planetary shuttle down, or do dropship missions and stuff like that.
Nice.
Sweet.
As you guys are, you've set in the coordinates, we'll say, and you guys are flying off, and we'll say it's been maybe a day, and they're on board checking out the ship. We're going to do a quick scene here where B is kind of showing off the ship and everything, showing everybody. So everybody's together at this point, right? And Yuri comes on board. Are you in here?
What are you calling for, Yuri?
Captain, are you okay? Comes in and he says, I just found out about something. This guy here, he says he knows a lot about working on vehicles and weapons and stuff. I didn't know this. He's kind of shy. And he brings up another one of your crew members. Says, this is Sus, right? And, you know, he nods, takes his hat off, and kind of like nods to you.
Vlad looks at him. Who are you?
And, I'm one of your crew, Captain.
Where have you been? I have not seen you for... What? What station did we pick you up at?
Europa. And you can see even as he's talking, he's like hiding behind Yuri's leg, you know. He's very short, human. Almost the size of a dwarf.
Yeah, Vlad scratches his head and is trying to... Oh! You are I have not seen you around at all. Where the fuck have you been?
Yeah, this guy's amazing. Building stuff, and I figured maybe he could help out and stop just cooking food and stuff like that. Cleaning up the toilets. He's got the crap jobs, you know. Maybe he could do something better.
Oh, duh. Go give it to oh shit. What's his name? I can't even fucking remember. Tarkovsky. Give it to Tarkovsky. Tell him to go fix toilet. This one here. This one will do better work. Yeah. You know a lot about vehicle.
Getting.
First thing, give this one a look over, and then I guess report to me for maintenance. Aren't you looking at? Aren't you? You're doing something important with building something.
Yes, I'm in the midst of making a mech.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you're kind of working on my arm first, right?
Well, yes, I've put the mech on hold for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course.
Well, it looks sus. First thing, want you to take a look around all this, and then crew duties, obvious mechanic work, fix things. Help out B here. You're familiar with B?
You can see he's got a big smile now, and his eyes are really big, and he nods. Yes, I'll help you. Anything you need.
Yeah, I always need someone to fetch the monkey wrench.
Good. He will be best monkey wrench fetcher. I look forward to the partnership. This will be good. This will be good.
And
Great.
I'm gonna whisper
Oh, go ahead.
actually back something.
Yuri slaps him on the shoulder, almost knocking him into the chair, and says, "See, I told you have to speak up sometimes. Get you a good position here."
Yes, and Yuri, go ahead, take rest of shift off. Make Antorin work your shift. He was sleeping the other day in the fucking the break room underneath couch. Unfucking believable.
Wait, he was underneath the fucking couch. That's my spot.
Underneath couch.
Fucker.
Now he worked double shift.
He's got a big smile now, and he's like, "Oh, thank you so much, Captain. Thank you."
Da.
Well, she kind of turns around and again gestures to the ship. As you can see, it needs a little bit of cleanup. But I think we can, hey, Sus, you think you can put in some elbow grease and maybe get this a bit tidy?
He's beaming right now, so he's like, "Yes, I get on that right now. Make it look beautiful. I'll be right back." And he takes off.
He seems exhausting.
Oh, you don't like that one, do you?
He's fine. It's
You have crush on crew?
no, on him. Wait, no.
Oh.
Wait, what?
I mean, I can't blame you working on my arm for so long. Getting real intimate with them, I'm sure.
I'm gonna go. I have things to do. She kind of grunts as she pushes past D8 and Vlad heads out of the vehicle.
He kind of calls back after. Feel free to spend extra time with the hand if you want. I don't mind.
You are dirty dog.
Yeah, no shit.
D8, was that completely necessary?
I don't know, you tell me.
No.
Oh, well. Too late now.
Do not pick on him too much. He did just lose an arm, though he seems to be in good spirit for an amputee.
I mean, I guess I'm kind of like a bunch of amputees all stuck together.
You are very disturbing. I'm going to go eat now.
Does anybody request any special scene?
I think I'm good.
No.
Work out the events of the arm building if you want to put any other modifications on it, or if they can do that, or
What
hook anything
can
else
I
up to it.
put on it?
Oh.
You could do a lot of stuff. I
Eh,
mean, retractable weapons or anything like that.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
I think actually she'll get the base down, kind of get the skeletal structure. I think she's got all the skills to do most of it, besides kind of integrate it with his own systems, because she's got the cybernetics and everything.
Mhm.
But I guess she would. She's the skeletal part, and she's thinking of things to add to it. She doesn't exactly know what D8 would want. She would request that he comes to kind of to the hangar where she is. She's chilling with the mech as she works. It's where her little workshop setup is.
You want to do a scene with that then? Or?
If you want.
Sure.
You guys out in the hangar?
Yeah, I think there's like the hangar area wherever the mech can be just kept.
Okay, yeah. I think I put you guys in this room before. There.
So many rooms.
I know. It's a whole ship. I see nothing.
It's just dark background.
We're in
on this one.
space.
Ah, the final frontier.
Dark?
Yeah, there's just darkness.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the grid, but there's no.
It's no
It
map.
looked like someone opened the back door to ship and sucked
Oh.
everyone out.
Weird.
Minus the stars.
Yeah, amongst
If this
the hexes.
is
We've been hexed.
weird.
That wasn't even good. What the fuck even? Oh fuck.
Fuck.
You guys can't see this room?
No,
No.
is it in
If
GM
We
layer or
have
map layer?
vision, but we can't see the art.
So yeah, we just have the grid hexes, and we're all clustered together
Yeah, and a
That's
black.
so
background.
weird.
Is it
Because
in-
it is.
in a
It's
black
on
hole.
It's on map
Yeah,
layer?
because it's the mech room we were in before, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
map layer.
Yeah, weird.
Weird. It's really
I'll put you
fucking
guys in a
weird.
different room.
Okay.
Oh, that room. It's closed. Worked on.
Hey, there it is.
Hey,
Cool.
hey.
There we go.
So, B would be working on the arm, sitting at a little makeshift desk that she has using the tools that Vlad had given her. And she just finished the skeletal structure, and she's kind of pulling at some of the mechanisms to make sure the fingers close and open and such, and making sure the onboard computer systems are functioning, testing them a few times before ringing up D8 on the comms. Hey, Date, you mind coming to the workroom? I got a couple questions.
Oh, yeah, sure. This about the arm?
Yeah, of course.
Alright, cool. I'm not far. I'll be right there. He hangs up. It doesn't take him very long to get there. And it's not been super long, so he's still pretty scratched up here and there. And of course, the arm is still not finished yet. But he kind of heads on in. Hey, how's it looking so far?
And she kind of takes the arm. It's black and metal. And she kind of waves at him using the arm. I heard you needed a hand, so...
That was a terrible joke. Oh my.
Oh, I know.
But it is looking pretty good, isn't it?
It's just a base. I wasn't sure what you wanted me to add, so I thought, since you're wearing it and everything, you should have some input.
Oh yeah, that would be great. Any idea what we could do? Seems like we've got some options on the table.
Well, we've got your standard hands. Could probably put in like maybe a retractable blade or something. Maybe I could, I don't know, put some, some sort of electric tongs that shoot out, grappling hook, something.
Now you're talking.
Oh, yes, you can have it bend back and open, and then you can shoot grappling hooks if you're falling.
Oh, yeah. Or grenades.
Oh.
Options.
Just don't shoot them at, anything that could fall
Any
apart.
kind of big crystal that might collapse an entire cavern? Yeah. I'll try.
Yeah, exactly. Not gonna always be around to fly you out, so.
Well, hopefully. Honestly. You kind of see a bit of an exasperated look on his face. You really saved my ass back there, so.
I know you do the same, so. Didn't
There
really think about
is
it.
a look on his face as he kind of stares directly into B's eyes, then, to where it's kind of like this pained look where you can't really make out what it is. He's not sure what it is. There's a bit of guilt there, though. Yeah. I guess I would.
I mean, I hope so. And she's working away at the arm as she talks. Now, I don't know, it's been what, 6 months since we've been on the ship at least. Where did the captain pick you up anyway?
Oh, this terrible hole of a place. I was looking for somewhere new. He kind of thinks about it. I suppose it's fine enough, and I owe you anyway. I may have assassinated someone I shouldn't have, and now I've got the Sharfine Syndicate looking for me.
Oh, shit. I guess Possession Vlad were right. I was kind of worried about this whole thing, and she gestures to her wings behind her as they kind of flap idly. And she says, I was worried. I mean, he said pretty much everyone is someone out after them. And, same deal here, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. It is kind of weird. I still haven't quite gotten used to the whole wings thing. Does it hurt?
No, I mean, it hurt at first. Brooke, I don't know, I know she gave it to, well, Vax had it. She saw it. I don't know if she has the actual thing.
Which thing?
It was like that, it was either...
Syndicate hit list.
Oh yeah, that little, like, thing. It's very small.
Oh,
like a little
did
chip.
she?
I think you gave it back to D8.
Yeah, I think Vax might have looked it over, but I don't think she kept it.
Yeah, because D8 was scanning through it after you mentioned that it looked like to be a hit list and stuff.
As she's talking to you, and you notice the hit list. It was a chip anyway, and it fit in part of your arm. So some people have like small compartments in their arms,
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you notice the list there, and pop it out. It has a name, Amy Vendrix, on it. Angel. Still alive.
Ooh.
Vision.
Oh my. Yeah, as D8 kind of pops the thing out, kind of thinking about it, and he kind of pauses for a moment. Oh no. No, that doesn't make sense. No.
What? What's wrong?
He kind of looks at B quite seriously, and then at the chip again. Someone's on here that shouldn't be. But no, wait a minute. And he starts scanning back through the chip again. It was only Revenants, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Down at the bottom. She's not terminated.
Damn it. Alright. I'll have to talk to the captain about this.
Anything I can help with?
You know coordinates, right?
I hope so. It's part of my job.
You think you might be able to help me find someone?
Sure.
Right, and he transfers the data of the dossier on Angel back over to B.
B takes it and takes out her comm pad and starts looking up the coordinates.
Show on Europa Station.
And she looks to him. It's on Europa Station. I mean, we're heading back there, so.
Good. And D8 kind of takes a couple of steps closer. Listen, B.
Yeah?
I'll have to talk to Vlad about this. I need you to promise me you won't tell anyone about this, all right?
Of course.
I'm serious. Just you and me for now.
And she nods very rapidly. Yeah. I won't say anything to anyone.
Good. Last thing I need is Sazesh getting a hold of this info. For fuck's sake, Vax either. Damn it. And you see genuine frustration on him as he kind of sits back against one of the tables.
B looks down to him. Hey, don't know if this is gonna help at all, but, something I used to do if I was, anxious or whatever in what I was doing, or when it was, I guess, away from, I don't want to really call it home, but it was as home to me as I know. I, usually kind of go to part of the ship where I can kind of lay down and look up at the stars and constellations that pass by, and it helps. Counting them.
Oh, yeah?
We could do that if it helps.
D8 kind of... There's a smirk, and you get a feeling he's about to say something inappropriate there, but then kind of... There's a pause as he looks back down at the chip with the dossier open in his vision. Yeah, you know what? Sure. That sounds fine.
B seems to perk up, and she puts down the arm gently and hops out of a chair. Okay, I know exactly where we can go. Come on. And she takes you around your right arm, pulling you in the direction of probably one of the hallways in the ship. It has an angled window.
This is it?
Mm-hmm. She lays down on her back and kind of looks down at the window.
D8 kind of looks at her. All right, fine. You say this works? Fuck's sake, if it weren't for that stupid malfunctioning chip in my head. Right. And he kind of lays down alongside her.
Have you ever taken time to look outside into space, D8?
Not too much. Well, he kind of thinks back to the last time he tried doing that and the memories that flooded to him when he did. Sometimes bad things come from thinking too much, so I try not to most of the time.
Well, I I think a lot sometimes when I'm not, working on stuff or flying the ship. Takes a lot of mental power and whatnot. But I try to think of, the happy times I've had, I guess. Even if they're kind of shrouded in the bad. Back before I was here. And I was on a station with my sister and guy I consider my father, I guess. I don't know my actual one, or if I had a mother. Maybe not. Maybe I was born in bad or something.
Did he have the wings too?
No, he was a human. He I think he helped engineer me. I don't know.
Wait, what? Are you trying to say your dad works for Zentak?
I don't know if he is even alive at this point, but yeah.
Oh, man. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, it was. But anyway, it was nice back then. It's honestly nice now, too, but, I miss those times sometimes, and being here. It helps, and it's nice having someone as well. And this is what I was going to ask you to do with me, to pay me back. She smiles at D8.
And he kind of looks at her, tilting his head, flat to the side. You want me to pay you back by laying with you and looking at the stars?
Yeah.
How's that payback? That's not even, like, worth anything money-wise.
Not money-wise, no, but it's just nice. For me.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, like, there's a million things you could have me do. You have the best assassin you've ever met at your disposal. And there's nothing else you want me to do.
Well, if, once I get the money to buy my sister and I kind of, out of, bounty, I guess, you can come with me if I need to kill them all.
Oh. Now that's more like it. Start thinking with your bloodlust, girl. You'll get further.
I really have a lot of bloodlust.
You should learn to. It's useful sometimes. Makes things a little bit easier, I guess. Really, though, he kind of looks up and through the window, fucking looking at the stars.
Yeah. Yeah. It's calming.
And D8 kind of considers this for a moment. Sure, I guess. It's weird, though. Disconcerting. I don't know how much I like it. The last time, I don't need to worry about the last time. You may have some things to look back on, but I've got, 9.5 months or so? Not exactly much to look back on, is it?
Well, a good thing about you still being alive is that you have things to look forward to.
Yeah, I guess so. He kind of looks back over at B, and you see that kind of impish look on his face again. There are a lot of ways I could pay you back now. We're already laying down, after all.
Like what?
And he kind of leans over close. Well, I mean, I don't know. You tell me what we could do laying down, B.
V. She turns very red and she leans back a bit. I
mean, I do owe you one, and I mean, I can literally go for days, so.
Yeah, I've never done anything like that.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I kind of went through very fast aging.
There's like a very faint spark of concern there. He masks quickly. What do you mean? How old are you?
She kind of scratches the back of her head. I think maybe 14, 15.
Oh, well. That's interesting. What species are you?
Oh, Eladrin, but my, I don't have a long time to live compared to my compatriot, my the other species. From what I know, my lifetime's pretty much quartered.
Oh.
Yeah, the mutation is,
That's fucking depressing.
yeah, it is. So I've aged a bit quicker, which is,
Well, I mean, I guess that's all the more reason to make good use of it, huh? I guess going at that rate, you're probably fine.
and she looks at D8, and there's consideration on her face for this.
What do you think? I had the latest bad Sharfine installed a while back.
I don't know what that is, but I'm interested in finding out.
Sounds good. He'll kind of get up and offer a hand. You want to go find out then?
Sure, but let's make it quick. I still have your arm to work on.
Fine. D8 will lead her back to his quarters.
And with that, the scene pans to meditation chamber where Vax is seen sitting on the ground. Her normal location for getting away from everybody else, and where it's calming, and she sits there in deep meditation. Are you contemplating anything specific at this point, Vax?
She would be thinking about particularly all those people. The initial vision she had of the red crystal and all the feelings of despair, of various emotions down in that mine that drove her to essentially call for Vlad to seriously consider going back. While they did have, the added issue of initially not getting enough of the crystals to, even get close to breaking even, she feels slightly responsible and partially the driving force for going back down in the second time. She is definitely reflective on all of those people down in the mines, wondering if they had escaped.
She's doing that. You can feel the that sensation again, that heartbeat. Seems to be thumping and getting louder, and she reaches into her satchel and pulls out this strange item with kind of like almost like a heart made of crystal. It's where the scene fades to black.